countries in developing countries have two pathways. They can either be low-cost resource providers to the multinational economy, or they can grow an indigenous economy. As renewable technologies drop in cost, as appropriate technologies proliferate in the third world, we see an opportunity for people to raise their standard of living with cheaper electricity, therefore more lighting, therefore kids able to read, and better education, better management of water technologies, and so forth. The relationship with the multinationals is much more challenging, but even there are openings. There was a research project done out of Wharton just recently looking at a mining company in Africa that attempted to catalog the economic value from the company's social initiatives. Now, we don't usually think of mining companies as big social responsibility players, but in this case, the company invested in its workers and invested in its communities, and they looked at the value of increased education and increased public services on reduced absenteeism, reduced defects, fewer labor actions, better transportation in the community, higher rate of education in the community, on and on down the list. And they found to their absolute astonishment that the capitalized value back to the company from all those so-called do-gooder initiatives exceeded the capital value of the gold in their mines. It's another example of why you don't have to choose between making money and making sense. If you make sense and do it well, and do it wisely, and do it with an eye to the entire system connections and consequences of what you're doing, there's a lot of money to be made as well. The percentage of companies that recognize this opportunity is still very small. Fortunately, a number of them are fairly large and have a massive impact on their own supply chains. Walmart is the most obvious example. Six years ago, Walmart told its 100,000 suppliers that it was moving toward an aggressive sustainability goal of zero waste, 100% renewable energy, and only sustainable products. And Walmart told its suppliers that thou shalt as well. So the big hammer of the big buyer got the attention of companies around the world in a way that no regulatory scheme ever had. Unilever is making those kind of moves. Interface, not as big, but is making those kind of moves. Nike and many other companies have said, we're going to do this, we expect this of our supply chain. And there's a powerful ripple there with big challenges because it's a big change project. There's a challenge in getting the information, having transparency across the supply chain that enables these promises to be driven and kept. But if you look at the progress of the last 5 years, it's been nothing short of remarkable. We're seeing this value being delivered again and again in the clients that we work with and the companies that we're tracking around the world. I wish I could tell you some of the numbers. These are initiatives now that are so competitive that we can't even talk about them. You'll see them in the marketplace over the next year or two.